Cricket Rockstar Nation, good morning and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you all are well and in very good health. So let's just get on with it. So it was yet another exciting week of Test cricket in the subcontinent. And we're not just going to be talking about India versus West Indies alone. We're also going to be talking about Pakistan versus South Africa. And I'll tell you one thing. If the first test involving India and West Indies was a lopsided affair, the second test match did see some surprises. And the one surprise was to see the visiting West Indies team showing a lot of fight and determination in the second innings, but to end up on the losing side once again. But that's how West Indies cricket have been over the years in any ways. On one hand, you have the sheer class and brilliant talent of young Indian batting lineup, like for example, Yashasvi Jaiswal with yet another wonderful century, and Sai Sundarsar showing why the future is bright for Indian cricket. And even though when India had to bat on the last day with a small target of 121, they came out firing. Like for example with KL Rahul, he ensured that there was no jitters in any ways. But on the whole, this Indian spin duel of Kuldeep Yadav and Ravindra Jadeja proved why India are literally unstoppable at home, with Kuldeep taking yet another fifer in the first innings and Jadeja getting player of the series for his all-round heroics. On the other side of the coin, the West Indies, they may have lost the second test and have been swept 2-0 in India once again, but they did show a huge fight back, especially in the second innings, facing a massive deficit after following on. Two of their batters, opener John Campbell, who scored a maiden test match century, and Shea Hope, dug deep to keep the men in maroon in the match. Campbell, who's an aggressive left-handed opening batter, and Shea Hope, who has always been a cool anchor in the middle order, especially when he is batting at number 3 and number 4 in tests. They showed why they still have that spirited effort. Now, keep in mind though, at one stage, they were way out of the game after India had posted 518 runs. Their performances, along with a spirited defiant 79-run last wicket stand involving Anderson Phillip and Jaden Seals, did force the match into 50. That kind of resilience, even though it was in a massive losing cause, it just goes to show that whenever West Indies team does always be under the pressure from the media and everybody else, they always fight, even though they are way down in the rankings and have been in decline for a long time. There is still that fight and determination and the hungriness to get runs. I know most of the batters once more have struggled. Only 2 or 3 batters stood up in this series, which is a little bit on the positive side, but nevertheless. And then this next thing 2 experts have been saying as well. Even though you have a few players performing, especially from a side in transition, keep in mind West Indies cricket has been in transition for way too long now, and it has been in transition since the late 1990s, 2000s, 2010s, and now in the 2020s. And even though they did lose the test match, the West Indies did prove why, or should I say, India did win the test match, yes, but the West Indies themselves, they proved that they are not without fire and ice. And as what the Indian head coach Gautam Gambhir actually said, that West Indies doesn't need world cricket, but world cricket needs a stronger West Indies, something that all of us have been demanding for as fans for the longest while now. There may have been brilliances against Australia, England, and Pakistan, but those are in the past now. They need to focus on the future. And then next month they have a test series against New Zealand, a 3-match test series. But before that, they have that limited over series in Bangladesh. And already experts are saying that West Indies might do good in the one-days, but with regards to the T20s, Bangladesh have been more of a competitive side that has been getting a lot of consistency lately, especially this year and last year. Now, coming back to test cricket now, and we're moving away from India, West Indies, to Pakistan versus South Africa. If world cricket needs a stronger West Indies, the same can be said with the Pakistan men's cricket team and the Sri Lankan men's cricket team. But I will not be talking about the Sri Lankans here, as the men in green, the Pakistanis, I wasn't surprised by how the home team opted to continue with regards to producing spinning tracks, something that I'm not against because subcontinental wickets have always been known for spinning tracks all the time, whether it is in UAE, India, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, you name it. And once again, the tactics of producing spin tracks is working well for Pakistan. Now, I'm not discouraging it, but they need to be very careful. Remember what happened with India last year when they produced spinning tracks for when New Zealand came over? They were capitulated 3-0 at home by the Kiwis. And I'm not hoping, and hopefully it's not the same thing that's going to happen to Pakistan again. Remember what happened when Pakistan faced West Indies earlier this year? They lost in Multan in the second test and ended up drawing the series. And that was all because how they produced spinning tracks and it backfired. Hopefully, in the future, I do see Pakistan produce not just spinning tracks once again, but on the whole, I would like to see sporting tracks, a pitch that can suit batters, the fast bowlers, and spinners alike. Not that slow pitch we've seen over and over in the subcontinent, because not just in the subcontinent, it's happening to but in the Caribbean as well, but that's for another time. But Pakistan's 93-run victory over defending World Test Championship winners South Africa was forged in the spin of Nouman Ali, the veteran 39-year-old left-arm unorthodox spinner from Karachi. He was the chief destroyer, claiming a remarkable 10-wicket haul. Yes, that was his second 10-fer in Test match cricket. He even broke the back of the South African batting lineup on what was a turning wicket, and he also had support in the experienced Sajid Khan. And had it wasn't for, or should I say, let me rephrase that, folks, it wasn't just a big statement from Pakistan. They have the quality to not just compete, but to dominate at home. And I'll tell you why. These two uncles, Sajid Khan and Nouman Ali, they have been doing a lot of the damage and taking so many wickets in domestic cricket over the years. And that's the real reason why they have been very successful on the international circuit at home for the last couple of years now, despite the fact how Pakistan in the past until last year produced flat tracks, which wasn't doing anything for the bowlers. Now that Pakistan are winning thanks to rank turners, hopefully in the future, as I mentioned, there is a change and everybody gets an opportunity to contribute all round. But coming to the South Africans now, and what has been a challenging tour so far. I know it's just the first test they played. And remember, they didn't play any warm-up games coming into this series, mind you, because these games do come thick and fast. And I'll be honest with you, the Proteas, they failed to counter the relentless spin, except for a couple of individuals. Now remember, coming into this test match, South Africa was on a 10-match winning streak, full of confidence. But in the subcontinent, conditions, as expected, would always favor the home team. And the high quality of the Pakistani bowlers was simply top-notch. It was a massive hurdle. Dewald Brevis on test debut did show the flashes of his talent, but ultimately the visitors couldn't handle the pressure as Sajid Khan and Nouman Ali kept toying away, taking wickets all the time, and that's where they lost the game. When the spinners came on, it was hard to get them away. And then too, don't forget Shaheen Shah Afridi. His reverse swing in the back end of the test match and coming in late, which has been a surprise, mind you, because normally he bowls with the new ball, but they did start with spin. But his late swing, let me tell you, was simply too much to handle for the South Africans. He had a 4-fer, Nouman had 10 in the match, Sajid had a couple and was a bit off course in this game, but he will get back his confidence next match, mind you. So my other point I want to raise, while India is continuing its reign of dominance at home following the major blunders against New Zealand at home last year and away to Australia late last year into early of 2025, which did lead to an operation cleanup with the next generation rising to the occasion. On the other side of the story, Pakistan while on the other hand, Pakistan opting against grooming youngsters in favor of experienced players is somehow continuing to work quite well, especially with the spin attack they have. It is just goes to show how Pakistan have become unstoppable within the last year or so with regards to its lethal combination, which has resulted in victories here and there. But honestly, both test matches involving West Indies and India and Pakistan and South Africa have seen the skill, the strategy, and the unpredictable magic of the 5-day game. And this is why at this time I think Test cricket doesn't deserve a two-tier system, as any international side can compete on any day and it doesn't matter who is on top or who is ever in decline. That's all I want to say with regards to India versus West Indies and Pakistan versus South Africa for now. Hope you guys stay well, be good, be cool, stay frosty, and we'll continue in another video. Bye for now.